Good morning, and thank you for joining this 16 Days of Action Spotlight event. I am so sorry I cannot be with you in person today, but I am absolutely delighted to open this important discussion on Scotland's response to violence against women and girls in context of crisis and migration. These spotlight sessions shine a light on the critical issues we face as we work together to prevent and tackle violence against women and girls. My name is Councillor Shona Morrison, and I'm the President of the Convention of Scottish Local Authorities, the national voice of Scottish local government, representing all 32 councils. COSLA jointly owns the Equally Safe strategy with the Scottish Government, which makes clear that all forms of violence against women and girls are both a consequence and a cause of enduring gender inequality. At COSLA, we are committed to tackling that inequality through our leadership role and through policy design, decision-making and scrutiny, advancing women's access to resources and power, which we recognise as essential for equality and safety. This year's 16 Days theme, chosen by Violence Against Women Partnerships, is All Together to Prevent and End Violence Against Women and Girls. It reflects a simple truth. Tackling violence against women and girls is everyone's business. No single service, sector, or system can end this abuse alone. It demands collective leadership, joined-up action, and a relentless focus on prevention, not just for 16 days, but for every day of every year. Globally, the scale of male violence and abuse of women is staggering. Nearly 1 in 3 women worldwide, 840 million, have experienced partner or sexual violence in their lifetime. Progress has been painfully slow, with only a 0.2% annual decline over 2 decades. The World Health Organization reminds us violence against women is one of humanity's oldest and most pervasive injustices, yet still one of the least acted upon. No society can call itself fair, safe, or healthy while half its population lives in fear. Here in Scotland, the challenge is growing in complexity. Police Scotland recorded 63,867 incidents of domestic abuse in 23-24, an increase of 3% on the previous year. 81% of those incidents involved a female victim and a male perpetrator, and almost 90% occurred within the home. Sexual crime is also rising. In 2022 to 2023, 14,602 sexual crimes were recorded, with 37% involving victims who were under 18. Human trafficking and exploitation are at record highs, with women and girls disproportionately affected and often exploited for sexual purposes. Violence against women and girls does not stop at borders. In times of crisis and migration, it often intensifies. Refugee and migrant women bring strength, resilience, and rich contributions to Scotland. Skills, culture, and perspectives that enrich our communities and economy. Many have overcome unimaginable adversity to rebuild their lives here, showing courage and determination that must be celebrated. But alongside these strengths, we must acknowledge the unique and compounded risks that they face. Evidence shows that migrant women in Scotland can experience gender-based violence at multiple stages of migration, during transit, in destination countries, and sometimes within intimate relationships here. These risks are intensified by structural barriers such as immigration rules and poverty. Women who come as spouses can be particularly vulnerable. Their right to remain is often tied to their partner's immigration status, leaving them fearful that reporting abuse could mean losing their home, their family, and their future. Police Scotland reports record levels of trafficking cases, with women exploited through debt bondage, confiscated passports, and fear of deportation. Many victims are migrant women coerced into sexual exploitation or into forced labour. No recourse to public fund policies have heightened destitution and exploitation risks for women fleeing abuse. For some, these conditions mean they cannot access housing or benefits, trapping them in dangerous situations with no safety net. Even women arriving through formal resettlement programs that are designed to offer safety from conflict are not immune. Domestic abuse, isolation, and exploitation can still occur. Language barriers, trauma, and unfamiliar systems make it harder to seek help or trust services. Lack of interpreters and stigma often block women from the very services designed to help them. For some, lack of access to specialist provision means they are left navigating systems that do not fully meet their needs. Recognising both the resilience and the risks is essential, but recognition alone is not enough. These harms are not distant, they are here in our communities. These realities demand more than fragmented responses. They call for joined up policy coherence and sustainable investment. Without it, we leave gaps that perpetrators exploit and systems that risk failing those most in need. The Equally Safe strategy commits us to working together to achieve our aim of a Scotland where women and girls live free from all forms of violence and abuse. COSLA, alongside the Scottish Government, provides joint leadership to embed gender equality, advance primary prevention, and ensure tailored support for those most at risk, including migrant women and New Scots. The New Scots Integration Strategy and Delivery Framework reinforces this commitment. It sets out principles of a rights-based, restorative and trauma-informed approach, ensuring that integration from day one includes access to services that are culturally competent and sensitive to the needs of survivors of gender-based violence, and embedding trauma-informed practice across housing, health and social services. COSLA is also a core partner in Scotland's National Trauma Transformation Programme, working alongside the Scottish Government and NHS Education for Scotland to embed trauma-informed practice across services. This commitment matters because when women do seek help, they need specialist support and pathways to recovery that are culturally safe and understand the deep impact of violence, displacement and loss. Local authorities are working hard to integrate trauma-informed principles into housing, health and social care services that are often the first point of contact for survivors. Together, these strategies and actions send a clear message. No matter where women and girls come from, no matter their circumstances, we will work collectively to prevent harm, protect rights and support recovery. Because safety, dignity and equality are not privileges. They are fundamental rights for every woman and girl in Scotland. Thank you for being part of this conversation today. I ask each of us, whether in policy, practice or leadership, to take what we learn here and make it real. Challenge harmful attitudes, strengthen protections and ensure no woman or girl is left behind because of her status, her language or her circumstances. Ending violence against women and girls is a huge challenge, but is not just a policy goal. It is a moral imperative, a human rights obligation, and the foundation of a fair and safe Scotland. Every strategy, every toolkit, every commitment only matters if it changes lives. Thank you.